Y'all, I told the chickens they might want to back up. Well, good morning and welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead. This is Matthew. It's about 40 degrees out here this morning. Feels good. Had to pull out a heavy coat, a little bit of a toboggan. I got to get some holes dug today. We're going to work on this chicken coop. We're going to get this thing done here in the next couple of days. I got the posts ready. We're going to set them in the ground today and get ready to start stringing some wire, hopefully about tomorrow. That's the plan. I got 2 days off of work. Man, it feels good to be off of work. I feel like I got freedom again. I just want to scream freedom like old Mel Gibson in that Braveheart movie. Freedom! Thank you, Jesus, for freedom and being at home for a couple of days. Y'all probably feel the same way sometimes. But guys, we're going to get to it. We're going to check on the baby pigs down here and Rosie, get them a little bit of breakfast. Listen to these roosters crow while I'm working. Ain't nothing better, y'all. Thanks for joining us on the Piney Woods Homestead. Let's get to it. All right, I got some goodies for the pigs. Lisa sent me down here with a couple of scraps off some fresh sweet potatoes for Rosie. We like giving her a treat once in a while, but it's always something good. Not something a pig really shouldn't have, or something that's going to be too sweet for them. Always something good. And little piggy just hit the fence. Check out these pigs. Hey, y'all ready for some breakfast? Here you go. Sweet potatoes. And them little babies, they want to get up in there too. That gives me a chance to put her feet in the pan. There you go, Rosie. Nope, sweet potatoes it is. You see that? Yeah, scatter on the ground. That's all right. They'll pick it all up. They look really good. They are not wormy at all, and you can tell that by the bulk that they're putting on. And Rosie, she was wormed about 3 weeks before she farrowed, so she's good to go, and we keep her good, you know. There's not a lot of pressure. Not too many hogs out here in these woods that we raise at one time, and so we don't get a big parasite load build up. But we do watch our pigs and make sure that they're looking good and healthy. If you ever have a pig start to cough, you better get some wormer in it, because if not, they're not going to put on weight and it could kill them eventually. So take good care of your livestock. Hey babies, y'all, they're looking really good. They got good conformation, nice big hams, shoulders look good and wide. That's the gilt right there in the middle that's going to my mom and daddy. She's built like a brick house, if you know what I mean. She's built just like that board that we're trading for another board down in near Kinston. But y'all, these pigs, they are such a blessing from the Lord for our homestead. Keeping one, we did that. We cut that one board the other day, and now he's a barrow. He's right here on the end. These are fine pigs, y'all. These ain't no Piney Woods rooters, as we always said growing up. These are fine pigs. This is what you call a $200 pig versus a $10 pig. As my buddy down, Chris at Homesteading the Hard Way, said in his last video. If you hadn't checked him out, check him out. Hey, another one to check out, Carolina Hill Country. It's a buddy of mine, and they gave us a shout out a couple of weeks back, and I want to do the same for them. They're trying to live off the land as much as they can, raise their family out in the woods, just like we're doing. Before we head back up to work on the chicken coop, I wanted you to see this food plot that I sowed the other day. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up that well, but y'all, there's a sea of green up about 2 and 3 inches tall, and I just sowed this Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday of last week, and it is now, I got my days mixed up. It's now Wednesday, so it's been a week since I sowed it. But y'all, I've got oats coming up. I've got greens coming up. Everything that's in that food plot. Winter peas, triticale, it's all coming up. going to be a good source for the deer this winter, and going to be an excellent amendment to turn over in the spring to help build this soil for our new garden for next year. Now we'll get on up here to the chicken coop. Before I start setting posts in the ground, I meant to take the bucket on the tractor and just dig these little saplings up, but I'll knock them down with the loppers real quick. That'd be good enough. They'll probably try to grow back. And if they do, we'll put a little salt on them. That'll stun it. Alright, that ought to be sufficient. Now I can pull off of those posts. I need to get, I believe it's 10 feet away is what I had planned on. 2 10-foot runs for my 4x4s. So I'll go ahead and pull that off, throw some stobs in the ground. I'll know right where to dig. Wish I had me somebody out here to dig this instead of me this morning, but that's all right. I ain't gonna let it whoop me. All right, we'll say that's about 10 foot. That's close enough. I ain't squaring none of this up. It's just getting put up. It ain't a building. It's just some wire's gonna hook too. Y'all, I'll be 100% honest with you. There is nothing that brings me more satisfaction than manual labor. I know that might sound crazy to some of you, but of all the work I have done in my 43 years now, manual labor has always brought me the most gratification. And I've done all kinds of work, y'all. But this is it. This is what gives me peace, if you want to call it that. Is manual labor. I think it's because you're not thinking about anything else. You're just thinking about the task at hand, excuse me, what you're doing, seeing the work get accomplished. And at the end of the day, you can look back and say, I did that. And you got something tangible to hold on to that you can say, I built that, I did that. And it gives you a great sense of accomplishment. So if you've never done any manual labor, now's the time, y'all. Buy your old set of post hole diggers. Get out there and dig some holes, if nothing else. Even if you just dig them to fill them back in. Get some experience with some tools, some hand tools. Because you never know, you may need it before long. Alright, the handy dandy ruler on these post hole diggers tells me I'm at 2 foot, and that's where I want to be. Y'all, this is easy digging. I'm amazed at how much topsoil is in this area right here. It's amazing. It would make a great garden spot, but it's gonna make a chicken spot, and we'll pull out all their litter, and that'll add to our compost for our gardens. Now this next hole may be a bit of a challenge, because I'm fairly close to a sweet gum tree. Fortunately, they got a long tap root, so I'm hoping that those side roots ain't gonna get in the way, so I ain't gotta dig through them. Because I like that easy digging, y'all. We'll see. Had to come out of that coat and toboggan, y'all. It's amazing how your body starts warming up when you start moving. But that's part of it. You can get out here and work when it's cold. Easier to breathe. Just got to come out of a little clothing when you start getting hot so you don't get sweaty. Four holes dug. Didn't take no time, y'all. Got a little warm doing it, but I tell you, another thing I like about getting out here and working by myself is I can talk to Jesus while I'm working, and I really like that. The only conflict I have out here is maybe a root here and there. There ain't nothing better to do with this kind of work. It's peaceful, freedom, and one day I'm gonna be doing all this every day. That's right, every day. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high, as I like to say. All right, y'all. I'm honest when I say I love working out here. I love working in the dirt. I love the smell of fresh dirt as you turn it over. I love the sounds of nature. We live so far out in the woods, you don't hear no cars go by. You might hear a plane go over once in a while. You don't hear no neighbors because they're a long ways away. It's just peaceful and it's freedom, and it gives me a good recharge, so when I do have to go back to the real world, I can face it head on, get through it, and get back here and get recharged again. I thank the Lord every day for our little homestead. If you don't have that peace, man, search it out. We're going to get some posts put in the ground, so stick around with me. Alright, y'all, the last thing to do here is get the level on these posts, plumb them up, take the shovel, put a little dirt in there, start tamping it in, get it nice and packed, just like we did the other ones. And y'all, I'll tell you a little something funny about shovels. When I was a kid, I was notorious for breaking the handle in a shovel. My daddy'd be like, how come you keep breaking these handles? Well, he probably knew what I already knew. I just didn't want to work with it. But as I got older, I started learning the value in that manual labor. Because I noticed the boys at school were just a little bit weaker than I was. And I noticed that my muscles were just a little bit bigger than theirs were. And my daddy knew it too. And he had us boys working hard. We all played sports. We never had to work out in the gym because he had us working out, digging fence posts, stretching fence wire, jobbing dirt in the ground, picking stuff up that was heavy, working in the yard, working in the garden. He had us working. And it kept us out of a lot of trouble too. So guys, if your kids are laid up on the couch eating Doritos and Hot Pockets and watching TV, go buy a few shovels and put them to work. And have them eat some collard greens. That helps too. Y'all, it's amazing to me, I didn't even have to put a level on that post. I did once I got to going, but I guess I've dug so many ditches in my life on grade and graded so many lots off for new houses and stuff that just kind of got a natural sense of where level's at. So fortunately I got that done pretty quick. Now I'll move on and get all the rest of these done, and I'll show you the finished product. Old holly tree working the back of my legs over there. Can't stand them things. When I was a kid, we had a big holly tree in the front yard. I mean, that thing was, I was a kid, but it felt like it was 100 foot tall. It might not have been that tall, but it was pretty big. But us boys, us three boys, we'd dare each other to see who could run through them holly leaves barefoot. And I claim to this day that I won every time. We had some tough feet back then, y'all. Get these things done and try to show you what it looks like here at the end. Well, y'all, thanks for spending just a little bit of time with me today here at the Piney Woods Homestead. As I got these 4 posts set and started scorching them off, I like to do that. I like to look, and it gives a little bit of barrier to the weather. And we'll come back and put some homemade stain on these that are going to be out in the elements. Guys, as always, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. And if you have, we appreciate you very much. God bless you. Have a great day, a great week. We'll see you on the next video. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high.